welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be talking all about the new Rare Beauty Tinted Moisturizer. I'm going to be talking to you guys about this product, talking to you guys about the wear time. I'm going to be talking to you guys about how I feel this has been comparing to other tinted moisturizers that I have in my collection. For example, the Nars. We're going to be talking about comparison, talking about how the product as a whole performs on my skin. I have more normal to combination oily skin, so we're going to go ahead and talk about that. If that's something you guys are interested in, make sure you guys hit the like button, make sure you subscribe, and let's get on to today's video. So as I mentioned, we're going to be talking about the liquid tinted moisturizer, this Positive Light Tinted Moisturizer with Broad Spectrum 20 from Rare Beauty. And this is what the packaging looks like. I got mine in the shade 24N. I did go ahead and put in the information of my foundation shade from Rare Beauty. I have this one 200C. On the website, I just input what I am in that current foundation, and that's what the shade that came up as. Now, this is considered a weightless tinted moisturizer that instantly blurs and hydrates skin with light to medium coverage and a natural finish. It does have sunscreen in it, which is not a lot. It's only 20% SPF 20, but I would still suggest wearing sunscreen. I'm currently wearing the glow screen under my, or on top of my moisturizers. And then I have the Beauty Blender Leveler as a primer. This is the Beauty Blender Leveler Pore Minimizing product. I am using something I already know that works well with my skin, so I'm gonna go ahead and open this little product up. I've already looked at the packaging. This is what the packaging for the Rare Beauty Tinted Moisturizer looks like. You get this like kind of like I guess like a U shape. I don't know if it's just for easier application or what. You get a beautiful Rare Beauty logo on the top of the bottle, and on the bottom you get your foundation shade or tinted moisturizer shade. When you open it, it is a squeeze tube. It's kind of similar to the MAC Face and Body, and similar to my, oh, what was it called? I'm blanking. I have other tinted moisturizer BB creams that have this kind of squeezy bottle type of product, but basically this is meant to be just a tinted moisturizer. It's not going to be full coverage by any means. It does say light to medium coverage, so we'll see how it builds up. I'm going to go ahead and swatch it here just to see the fluidity of the product, so see how it drips on my skin. So it is pretty stable. It's not like watery. I did go ahead and already shake it prior to opening it, by the way. I don't think it says that you need to shake it. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more here on the back of my hand just to see. Okay, there you go. So you do get a little bit of drip down there with that. Now, the way I apply tinted moisturizer is with my fingers. I will, for the sake of application, use a brush and a sponge and my fingers, so you guys can kind of see how it applies on my skin as a whole and just how it performs. So I do have a Real Techniques BBCC brush. I have my AOA Shot Miss A sponge, and I also have, of course, my little fingers that I'm going to be using on camera. So I'm going to go ahead and just apply a quick swatch of it here. Again, I have the shade 24N, which is a neutral, light to medium neutral shade. So that's what we're looking at right now. I do have some spots. You can see here some acne marks here, acne right here, acne marks here. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to apply tinted moisturizer on those spots first. This is usually what I would do when I do my foundation or prep or any kind of moisturizer on my skin as far as tinted goes. So any foundation, any tinted moisturizer, I usually like to go into those spots that are a little bit more troublesome or that I'm trying to cover. So that's what I'm just doing right now. My nose. And then I have some here on my forehead right here that I have to cover. I do have some birthmarks here. We will see how far it goes as far as coverage. But I'm going to go ahead and just, basically it was not even a full pump right there, a full squeeze right there. I'm going to go ahead and just start blending with my Beauty Blender. So you guys can see the coverage of the product. It is not full coverage. It is not medium coverage upon first application. You're going to get a very light to sheer application, especially with a sponge, because a sponge does absorb most of the product. But you can see that it does cover some of those marks. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and apply some more on my chin. You guys can see some of those more prone marks there. I'm going to just go ahead and use the brush. So I'm going to use my brush here from Real Techniques, and I'm just going to go ahead and apply it there on the areas that I feel need a little bit more coverage. And you'll get the extra coverage with the brush. So you can see it did kind of cover those up. Let's see about here, if it'll cover them up here a little bit with the brush. What I do like about this product, I have used it before, so this is not really a first impressions. It's more of like just application on camera. And what I like about this product is that it does build up. It does build up really nicely on the skin. With a brush, with your hands, with a sponge, either way you enjoy using your product. I don't mind using a brush, especially with a tinted moisturizer, because I do want that extra coverage sometimes. You can see how much coverage you can get with a sponge and with a brush compared. Right here you can see that I'm getting more coverage with a brush than if I was to use a sponge, which you guys saw me apply with a sponge first. Now typically what I would do here is I would go ahead and go back into my skin with whatever product is left on my hand and just kind of pick it up with the sponge and just kind of tap it out, just to kind of get rid of any brush streaks on my skin that it would leave behind. So anywhere that I think I would have a brush streak on my face is where I would kind of go back with the sponge. You guys can see I didn't really use as much product as I did over here on this cheek, but even then you can still see some of those dark spots, some of those acne marks, my acne peeking through. But on my nose, I did have some redness, and I did cover the redness, and I did cover, you know, those, the red spots on my skin. I will go ahead and mention that, again, it is a tinted moisturizer. You're not going to get a full cover. Typically, with something like this, I would go for my Kosas concealer or even the Rare Beauty concealer that I've been loving. For the sake of the Rare Beauty video, I'm just going to be using the Rare Beauty concealer. I have the Rare Beauty concealer in 190W. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply a teeny bit of this, how I normally would. And I'm going to go ahead and let this kind of sit on my skin so you guys can kind of see. Now the concealer, when I tried it in the beginning, I didn't really love it. I did return it. I ended up returning it. But since repurchasing it and testing it more, using it in my previous shot eye stash, I've slowly fallen back in love with it because I feel like it's a really good light cover concealer. It's not super cakey. It's not super heavy on the skin. And this shade, I feel like it does add the coverage that I would need for especially the dark around my eyes. You guys can see I do have some darkness on this part of my eye and right here. I feel like it does a pretty good job of covering them lightly but not making it too obvious that I'm wearing a bunch of makeup. When I use my Milani concealer, which I love a lot, or when I use my e.l.f. concealer, those are a little bit heavier concealers. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of let that sit right there, and I'm just showing you guys my skin up close. You can see some of the redness starting to come through again, but maybe just because I went back in with my sponge. So you can see my forehead. I will go ahead and note when I see this in natural lighting, which today unfortunately it's very cloudy here in Illinois, but when you see this in natural lighting, it does kind of just like smooth those pore areas a little bit. Mind you, I do have a pore primer, but even then I feel like it does a really good job of giving me like my kind of more of an even base. I go like this because it's not really a full coverage foundation. It's not a foundation. It's a tinted moisturizer. I want to go ahead and swatch it right next to the tinted moisturizer from Nars. I have the Nars tinted moisturizer in the shade medium 1. You can hear how this product is really liquidy, so I'll go ahead and apply that there and let you guys see that. And I'll apply the Rare Beauty 24N next to it. And I will say for shades, the Rare Beauty one is a little bit lighter, which is my current skin tone. And the Nars is a little bit darker because it is more of my summer skin tone. I did purchase this around summer last year, so that's why. But you guys can see that the Rare Beauty by far has a lot more, like it's a lot more thin than the tinted moisturizer from Nars. But essentially, you get the same texture as far as the tinted moisturizers go. I will say that the Nars can be a little bit more coverage than the Rare Beauty one. So if you guys are looking for something more coverage, to add more coverage, that will be the Nars would be your best bet. But of course, you guys are comparing prices. The Rare Beauty would be the best bet for prices. Because the Rare Beauty one, I didn't even mention this at the beginning of the video, the Rare Beauty one does retail for a total of $29, whereas the Nars one retails for $46. So there's a pretty big price jump. You're looking at about half of the price when you're comparing the two. So the Rare Beauty comes in 24 colors as far as like shades, and the Nars comes in 16 colors. So just keep that in mind as well. Rare Beauty does a really good job of keeping her shade range inclusive of a lot of different skin tones. What I'm gonna go ahead and do now is I'm gonna go onto my face to set my concealer and my powder, or my tinted moisturizer with a powder. I'm gonna be using the Rare Beauty powder. This is the shade in Light. I love this powder so much. I like the fact that you can really easily travel with this powder. I did have it when I was moving, and I really did enjoy using it all over my face. I'm gonna grab my big powder brush from Real Techniques. I just kind of set my face. And again, I feel like the powder from Rare Beauty goes well with a lot of Rare Beauty products. I feel like she's done a really good job of making sure her products work well with each other. So that's another added bonus for her and her line. So here it is powdered down. Her powder is really, really good. I would say if you guys are looking for a new powder, I mean, obviously the VIB sale is over, but if you guys are looking for a good powder, I would say go for the Rare Beauty. I've really been enjoying this one. I've kind of set my Nakia Joy to the side. I've been using this one a lot more. So that is the finish of the Rare Beauty Tinted Moisturizer in the shade 24N with concealer and powder. I'll let you guys know, I did see some sinkage into my lines on my forehead right here, because I do have that line there, and I have some right here because I just naturally go like this. But obviously, to prevent that, I would just powder it a little bit extra, or I would just go in with an extra setting powder, like either my Pat McGrath, which is probably what I'm going to be using. I have the Pat McGrath in the shade medium, and it's usually what I do. I just go with my sponge, and I just kind of press down where those lines are, and right here. This is just what I usually do on my face. That's why I'm letting you guys know, because I do this with other foundations or tinted moisturizers as well, just because I do have those marks that I don't want to like emphasize. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face, and I'll come back to let you guys know my final thoughts about the Rare Beauty Tinted Moisturizer. I finished my makeup. My makeup is done. I just want to come on here and finalize my thoughts of the Rare Beauty Tinted Moisturizer, the Positive Light Tinted Moisturizer from Rare Beauty. I will go ahead and say I do like this product. I think for $29, you get a really good tinted moisturizer. You get a pretty good, you know, what you're buying is what you're getting. You get really good comparison. In comparison to other products that I have that are tinted moisturizers that are a lot more higher range in price, you do get a really good you get a really good tinted moisturizer. Now, with that said, if you want something that's really lightweight on the skin, this will be really lightweight. If you want something that is a little bit kind of not so mattifying, this is a good one as well. If you are looking for something that's a little bit more mattifying, that's a tinted moisturizer, this is not going to be your friend, because I will say, for me personally, at that, I want to say like 6-hour mark is where I can start seeing the product wear down. Keep in mind, I do work in nursing. I do have a lot of like exercise in my day, like day to day. I'm, you know, moving patients around to and from. I'm lifting and doing a lot of like exercise activities. Like my job is a little bit more heavier than most nurses. So I am direct care with patients in, you know, healthcare wise. So for me, within the 6-hour mark, I will say that's where the product starts wearing down. And don't get me wrong, it wears down really nicely. I will go ahead and let you guys know in a future video. You know, I'll keep you guys updated how I feel about this product at the end of the day. But for now, I've had it for about a week and a half and I've been trying it. I would really say that this is a really good tinted moisturizer. Now, with that said, Can you find more affordable moisturizers that are around the same finish, around the same kind of quality? Yes. I will, for example, show you my Purito Cica Clear and BB Cream. I actually just purchased another lighter shade of this one. I purchased shade number 23. For some reason, I thought I had purchased shade number 25, but I feel like mixing these two would give me my perfect shade because this is more of my summer shade. I think that this is like $8 to $9. You can find it at the most $12, and it's a really good coverage BB cream, and it gives you the same effect as the Rare Beauty. With that said, they don't have a lot of shade ranges. This has, like I mentioned, I think like I said, did I say 29? Let me double check. This has a total of 24 shade ranges. The Purito, I will say, has a lot less. This is a more Asian brand. But if you want something that's more affordable, I would say with the same effect, I can 100% sure. With 100% sureness, I can say that the Purito is a really good dupe for the Rare Beauty because it does give me the same coverage, gives me the same glow, gives me the same wear time. It does give me the same effect. But again, you're looking at kind of whether you can find your shade range or not. If you're a lot deeper, you're not going to find a range of the Purito. That's the only unfortunate part. So I would definitely say this is a really good product. I would say pick this up if you guys see it in store. I don't know why I keep putting it in the box. I'm getting rid of the box. This is a really good product. Rare Beauty I really think did a really good job, especially with summer right around the corner. They did a really good job with this product. I love how it looks on my skin. I like the finish it gives my skin. I love the glow. I will say I have a new highlighter on my skin. That's the glow that you're seeing. It's the Merit Kava Bounce. Why do I keep saying Bounce? Bounce is the other shade. It's the Kava Highlighting Balm from Merit, and I have been wearing it on my skin. I love it. But even without the highlighter, you can see it on my chin right here. You can see it on my nose. It does give a good glow. It's not super glowy. So again, if you have oily skin, it might not be your best friend. You might have to use a lot more powder than I did. You guys saw I did use a setting powder all over my face, and then I went in with those areas with the extra powder. You can still see it's it's trying to sink into that one line. But again, for me, it's fine. It is just tinted moisturizer is what I'm looking for. If tinted moisturizer is what you're looking for, I would say this is a really good product. Go for it. I really do love the Rare Beauty products. I've been loving everything that I've tried so far. The only thing that I miss, that was a miss for me from Rare Beauty, I will say, was the blush, the little kind of pebble blushes, the melting cream blushes. But I'm actually wearing one of the Rare Beauty blushes right now in the shade Believe, and I think it's a really beautiful shade. I'm excited to pick up more shades. I currently saw that there are most of them sold out on Sephora, but if I go into a Sephora store and I see colors that I have not tried, I also have the shade Joy, which I love. I will probably definitely pick those up because I do love them. I have been really impressed with Rare Beauty. I am going to purchase another color of the Rare Beauty foundation because I'm running really low on this one. I'm pretty sure I'll finish it here sometime within this next rotation. It's currently just in my drawer for finishing it up, but I have a little bit of this left, so I'm pretty sure I will finish this up by the next rotation, and I will repurchase this. It's already in my cart sitting there getting ready to repurchase. I wish I would have known that when the Sephora sale was there. I would have repurchased it at the Sephora BIB sale, but again, I really love Rare Beauty products. I really do enjoy what she's doing with her brand. I enjoy where her brand is going. So with that said, I recommend the Rare Beauty Tinted Moisturizer if that's something you guys are looking for. If you're looking for a really sheer to light coverage tinted moisturizer, I would say go for it. Of course, I add a lot of extra coverage as far as SPF goes on our skin. You guys saw me I told you guys I'm wearing the glow screen underneath. I also set my face with the Resetting Refreshing Mist SPF of 40 from Supergoop. I really like these products. So I hope you guys enjoy my review. I hope you guys find the time to hit the like button. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you guys have tried it, what you guys think. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.